be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's the deal? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. I hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this cooking video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. So it's New Year's Eve. It is the last day of 2020, y'all. We about to go out with a bang, okay? I'm in the kitchen today. You guys are going to see a lot more of these cooking videos. And today I'm trying a recipe that I've never tried before, so I'm winging it. We're gonna do this for the first time together. I'm making some garlic buffalo shrimp over cilantro lime rice. All right, so let's go ahead and get the cooking. I went ahead and updated the menu so everybody knew what was for dinner, and I lit the candle. I'm telling you, the candle does something for me when I'm in the kitchen. Now, moving on to the easiest thing is the rice. So I put the rice in the rice cooker, and while it was cooking, I moved on to the shrimp. Now, I have my shrimp. I went ahead and washed them off. I got these shrimp from Sprouts. These are a large shrimp, but you can use small shrimp, jumbo shrimp, whatever you prefer. So again, this is about a pound of shrimp. Now, what I'm going to do is actually begin to remove the shells. Now, normally I get rid of the shells, but this time I'm actually keeping the shells. So you see me placing them to the side. I'm going to be using the shells for the sauce. They're going to be added into the sauce to add an extra dimension of flavor. All right, so I'm going through, and once I'm done with this, I went ahead and washed the shrimp and deveined them. Now, this is the seasoning that I'll be using for the shrimp. So we have our garlic powder, our salt-free spike, we have our smoked paprika, onion powder, good as can be Cajun lemon pepper, good as can be jalapeno garlic pepper. We got our herbs de Provence and black pepper, and we have 1 lemon. Let's go ahead and get things started with our lemon. So you see I have my hand underneath the lemon so that I can catch any seeds that come out. Now, I add citrus to my shrimp all the time. So if you don't have a lemon, go ahead and use a lime, or you can use an orange. Either one works just fine. And next up we have our garlic powder. And then we're moving on to our smoked paprika. I put this stuff on everything. Then we have our onion powder. And we have our good as can be Cajun lemon pepper. And you'll see that I'm generous because it is low sodium. And after this, we have our good as can be jalapeno garlic pepper. This one is low sodium as well. Then we have our herbs de Provence, sprinkling that around. Then last but not least, we have pepper. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and mix this all around. Now use a spoon, use your hands. I like to get my hands dirty so I can go ahead and get that flavor everywhere, evenly coated on the shrimp. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's put the shrimp to the side and move back to our sauce. Okay, so I have a skillet here with olive oil in it over medium heat. I've got the shells from the shrimp and I've added that into the skillet. Gonna go ahead and cook that down. You'll notice that it's starting to cook when it starts to turn pink. All right, so just a view here. So you see that it's turned pink, and what I've added in along with the shells are half of an onion and 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You can use more garlic or less garlic if you'd like. All right, so we have that coming along. Now moving on to our next steps. So you see that the color has changed. So let me tell you what I've added at this point. I've added in 4 tablespoons of Frank hot sauce, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce, and 2 pats of butter. So I'm letting that, mix around. That butter is still in there melting down as well. All right, now let's go ahead and season our sauce. This is onion powder that I'm adding. And next up is smoked paprika. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. As you can see, I added quite a bit. And lastly, as good as can be jalapeno garlic pepper. My seasonings will be restocked on January 1st. We are almost there. So now I'm going to go ahead and give this a good stir. Mix everything around. Make sure that it's even in the skillet. Now next up, what we're going to do is do something very simple. I'm going to go ahead and add in some water. And I actually did this times 2. So overall, I added in about a 1/4 cup of water. And don't worry about the ingredients. The recipe will be below in the description box. I went ahead and strained the sauce, and I actually placed it to the side. I'm going to need it in just a moment, but let's go ahead and get back to our shrimp. So I went ahead and added the shrimp into a skillet over medium heat. I used some extra virgin olive oil. Now what I'm going to do is cook the shrimp on this side for about 30 to 45 seconds. Letting that cook. And once I flip them over, I'm actually going to add the sauce back in. Okay, so now it is time to go ahead and add the sauce back to the skillet. Okay, as you can see, it thickened up a little bit as it was sitting at room temperature, but that's okay. It's going to go ahead and cook down and loosen up. As you can see as well, I've also added in a pat of butter. That's going to add in some extra flavor. All right. We're going to let that cook down. Again, this is over medium heat. So as you can see, this is what the texture of the sauce looks like. You see that color? You see how nice and seasoned it is? Now let's go ahead and move back to our rice. So I have about a handful of cilantro, and I'm just giving it a rough chop. Now, don't be alarmed or afraid of the stems. I do have a few stems, and those will be thrown into the rice as well. Now on to our limes. Just gonna cut these right down the middle. The first one is done, and now cutting the second one. All right, now I'm gonna start with the lime for the rice. So I grabbed a fork to help me maximize this process and get as much juice as I can out of the lime. All right, so we got our first lime. All right, squeezing out as much juice as possible. Moving on to the second lime. Now, once the second lime has been squeezed, you may want to taste the rice to see if that's your right level of tang. And if it isn't, you'll want to move on to the third lime. But if it is, go ahead and stop there. So I got my third lime, squeezing the juice. Now, I stopped at the third lime. I did not use the fourth one, okay? All right, so once this third lime is squeezed, we'll go ahead and move on to the cilantro. All I'm going to do is just toss the cilantro into the bowl. All right, that's most of it. And then I'll go ahead and grab the rest of it. Okay, and then the final step for this cilantro lime rice is to season it. And I season it very simply with some garlic salt. That's it. So get some garlic salt. You'll put it to your taste level. And then we're going to go ahead and give this a good stir. Mix it around. Make sure that the lime juice is in there. Make sure that the salt is in there. Make sure the cilantro is mixed in evenly. And this is what your cilantro lime rice should look like. And you can add this to different dishes as well. It is so easy and so good to make. Now it's time to start plating. So I kind of wanted to take you guys along with me on what I do when I start to plate. Now, when I have sauces, I don't really have a strategy. All I do is just kind of use a teaspoon and I just let it do whatever it's going to do. That's really it. All right, so I got the sauce on there and now I'm going to start adding the shrimp. Now, I wanted this to have at least 5 or 6 shrimp. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really feeling the plating, so I stopped it and I redid it. I want to show you how the plating would look if you were coming to eat with me. This is your plate. All right, this is your plate. I wanted it to look good. I wanted it to look sexy. And it did. This is exactly how your plate would look if you were coming to eat with me. So I wanted to show this part to you as well. This is what my plate looked like for the mukbang. And I replated the one that we're about to taste. All right, my good people, it is the moment of truth. It is time for us to go ahead and taste this garlic buffalo shrimp to see if it's good. You know, see what it's working with. All right, with the cilantro lime rice. I don't know why I didn't go for a shrimp first, but that rice was calling my name. All right, let's go ahead and get us a shrimp. Y'all see that? And of course I'm making a mess, y'all. Our sauce is good. It's a little sweet. It's a little bit of heat. Got a little bit of tang. And the tang is coming from the shrimp. From the lemon that I use on the shrimp. This is good. This sauce is versatile. I would use this in a seafood boil or to dip my seafood. I would also use it on chicken. Oh yeah, this is good. I like this a lot. And cilantro lime is one of my favorite ways to eat rice, y'all. One more shrimp. That sweet heat, yeah, I'm here for that. Let me know down below if you're gonna try this recipe or at least try making the sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and then probably take a nap, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Tomorrow will be the mukbang of me eating this and just chit-chatting with y'all, all right? So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block, down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.